My name is Beulah Dadala, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to apply to the Davidson's Fellows Scholarship. The prototype and research that I am presenting to you today was performed at Stanford University in the Bioengineering department under the medical school in a program called Stanford Institutes of Medicine Summer Research Program. We were given the topic at home diagnostics and asked to find a problem, find specific criterion that our solution needed to meet, and then create a solution and present a prototype. As a result, we started researching about healthcare and the at-home diagnostics industry. We found that 10% of physicians' visits were deemed unnecessary, meaning that their visits did not result in a prescription plan or a follow-up treatment. As a result, this accumulated as a $5.2 billion annual wastage in the US alone. We wanted to put a dent in that. As a result, we identified the four most common viral infections: influenza A, influenza B, RSV, and adenovirus, and endeavored to find a single product that could diagnose for the four of them while giving information in a simplified and congregated manner to the patient that is easy to understand without professional supervision. We came up with the following need specifications. The test must cost less than $15, as opposed to the conventional $200 to test for those four diseases: influenza A, influenza B, RSV, and adenovirus. It should have an accuracy greater than 80%. It should be minimally invasive, meaning that it should not puncture the skin. The results must be yielded within 6 to 8 hours, and it should be easy enough to be operated by an adult without medical professional supervision. In addition, it should have the ability to diagnose for both strains of influenza, in this case A and B. We looked at the current market space and found that the laboratory tests that existed were far too expensive and took far too long to yield results. In addition, the test collection sample method was very risky and needed and could only be performed by medical professions. As a result, we came up with a two-part prototype. The first is the physical prototype, which is a nasal aspirator that collects the mucus in a safe way for the patient, and then a test cap that houses the four test strips that can be used in a very safe and clean manner for the patient to then take their sample, test for it, and then we read the results through the protocols, which is our second part of the prototype, which involved a information base for them that would give them the results, how to read them, interpret them, understand them, and then the next steps for them, whether it is to go visit the doctor or to stay at home and do said treatments. This is our 3D CAD model of the cross dissection of the tip that we use to collect the mucus that we would need for the diagnosis. These are the molds for casting the tip itself, and this is the tip integrated mucus cachet lid. So you would collect the mucus through this FDA regulated and approved nasal aspirator. The tip is our design, however. You would collect it, the mucus would collect in this cachet. You would remove it without ever touching the mucus, have the new cap that have the four test strips. You would cap the lid, shake, wait for about 30 minutes, which is the time needed to have the mucus be applied to all four of the test strips and for it to be read and go through the chemical assay. Then you would be able to uncap it and check for the results, which are non-coloremic and you only need to look for the black stripes or the absence thereof, indicating your diagnosis. And you would have all four. Because the test strips themselves are $200, twice our project budget, we decided to do proof of concept testing, in which we use pH strips instead of test strips and spike the mucus with a base. What we wanted to see was whether our method of collection was viable and would be consistently applied to all four of the test strips, which they were. We have this photo guide as to how to use it, and we accompanied this with information about the diseases the 4 diseases that we put on there, and demographic by demographic and age group by age group, how the different diagnoses would affect each individual group. This project has an extended impact in that this model can be used with different collection samples, for example, saliva, as well as different arrays of tests depending on what the person wants to find out or needs. This, we hope, will put a dent in the $5.2 billion, and we are currently looking to file for a utility patent. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.